My movie recollection with Vincent the Cloud.
And John the Nemetz.
And this is a podcast for all you movie lovers out there. But movie lovers that have to watch their weight. They're like, ooh, I'll just take a little bit of, yeah, just a little slice of this movie. But it's also a bit of a, I keep saying that it's a bit of a game show to make us guess, but a game show, we would win something, right?
I think the viewers and the listeners are the ones who win something every
Okay.
week.
Okay. All right, that's fair. But yeah, even if like we're gonna make each other guess the movie, we're going off of Letterboxd, press and shuffle, and even if we guess that fucking title and stuff, and we haven't seen it, then we have to come up with a plot, what we think might happen in that movie. So let's start off with your pile, John.
My pile. All right, let me shuffle the old pile if I may.
Yes, and pass out the cards left-handed, like in poker, right? Isn't that the rule?
Um,
You have to deal with your left.
is that?
Is
I don't know.
I thought someone told me that. An impressionable young Vince, I guess.
Oh my God, I don't know if this counts.
Oh,
Do made for TV deals count?
I kind of want to say yes, but like if it's the
It's
10th
it
Kingdom and it's like five parts, I don't know.
no, it's a normal movie length, and it's quite famous, I'd say.
Well, let's try it. Let's give it a
All
whirl.
right. One, two, three, four, five. Five-word title. First word is the. Second word starts with S as in slippery.
The slippery when wets or otherwise. Wait.
Um, it's a very odd entry to what at the time was a trilogy, although maybe it was not part, maybe the other three hadn't come out yet, but it would have been a trilogy for quite a while. And then newer entries were added to the series later on.
Gosh, is it Star Wars related?
It is, yes.
I don't know. It's made for TV. Oh, is this another one of your
No,
uh
no,
no?
this
Okay.
not animated and it's not like episodes. It's like definitely like a made for TV movie kind of thing.
Wow, I'm blanking. Anyone in it that I
Tis
know?
the season is a hint.
Oh, the Star Wars Holiday Special?
Yes.
Wow, okay. I've only I've seen a video, Red Letter Media, they talked about this, and it looks so fucking weird. But from what I could tell, we're on the Wookiee planet,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and there's like I don't remember a lot of these specifics, but I think like it's a variety show and like there's normal like sketches and like singing and dancing stuff going on, but I think it's all framed around this I think it's Life Day celebration on the Wookiee planet and it's Chewbacca's family, but I think he might be out on probably him and Han are on a mission or something, and they have to get back to the family at home or something like that. But they'll like put on these like VR things, and then like inside of that will be whatever the next segment of the variety show is. Like it's super bizarre.
Oh, when did you watch this?
Oh, several years ago.
Yeah, I assume
Um,
you heard that it was bad, and you were like one of those indulgences or
yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like it just sounded so crazy. I just had to watch it.
Would you recommend it, or was that pretty bad?
Um, I think it's worth watching for the novelty, for sure. Um, but yeah, definitely just as as an artifact of like I can't believe this exists more so than anything else.
When you say
Like
variety show, I think of Sonny and Cher.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that was fun. Yeah, but it's just it's just so bizarre. Everything looks bizarre to me. Like there's like this man in drag pretending to be a, or no, he's a robot in drag or something. Is that right?
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
And he's doing the cooking segment. It's just so
Yeah, oh yeah,
fucking
that's
weird.
right. Yeah. And like Carrie Fisher just seems like she's high as hell on something or another.
Right. No, her deal was Coke, I hear.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they have I keep it's what's his name, Luke. After his accident in real life, it happened like either yeah, right before Empire Strikes Back, I think. He got in this horrible accident and I guess his face was all mangled and stuff. So like I just remember they have all his hair over his forehead trying to hide everything and
Oh yeah, okay.
yeah. And then B. Arthur's
Oh
in
yeah,
that,
that's
right?
right. Yeah.
Oh man, is there?
Yeah, and then like who are all those like old like Carol Burnett show people like Harvey Korman and like those types of comedians. Actually, was he? Yeah, he might have been
Yeah,
like the
the
yeah
drag
the
robot,
yeah.
Dragbot. As if it was Futurama, it's always like something bot.
Yeah, drag bot.
Although, didn't they have a drag bot? Or wait, remember he's like, "Damn, Chico, a few more surgeries and I'll be more robot than you can handle," or something like that. Well, you're so stupid, stupid. Dang. Anything stand out as like, oh, if they're, a variety show, you might like one out of the seven. Did you like anything?
Oh man, I mean, just um, I don't know if I'd say like, oh, I would watch this even if it wasn't part of, like none of them are like up to that level. There is one where it's on the VR and it's Chewie's grandpa or no, Chewie's dad maybe, and he's like watching this. It's like a workout video kind of thing, but he's like clearly like aroused by it.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Well, that's the
super
other
weird.
thing. It's like Wookiee is there, you can only handle Chewbacca so much. Like I can't do the Chewbacca yell or anything, but if it's
Uh,
just characters doing that to each other, that sounds quite maddening. I can't do it.
Man, Schmitty could do a great Chewbacca, I
Yeah.
remember.
Let the Wookiee eat slow. I know you're more than that, Luke, but that's like the one thing I remember. Oh shit, Dave, are you here? Are you with us?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah. Oh my God, and I
loud
noticed your
and clear.
background
I
has been adjusted. That's great.
know. I upgraded my digs here. I got a new computer.
Awesome.
Still, finding my way around the car, trying to figure out what all the buttons do. But
Hope it doesn't
Well,
have a touchscreen control. Oh wait, wrong podcast.
oh no, I didn't even try to use this computer as a touchscreen. Maybe that worked.
I can't remember is mine. If I do, I never touch it, so I might lose it because I don't use it. Oh well, Dave. Hey, congratulations on finally getting the new computer. But you're in the middle of a recollection right now. Have you seen the movie in quotes? It's a made-for-TV show. It's called the Star Wars Holiday Special.
No, I've heard a lot about it, but I've never watched it. It's supposed to be like kind of it's like known for being bad, or at least I know a lot of people make fun of it.
Yeah, it's bizarre. Like it's not boring bad though. You know what I mean? Like there's boring bad, and then there's like what were they even thinking bad? And this is definitely the latter.
Wow. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of other images or scenes that I remember seeing, but I really don't. Oh, but like Hans or Harrison Ford's on there as well, right? And I just remember the
Yeah.
clip of him. He looks so goddamn bored and just like embarrassed. Yeah, it sucks. He could have used a bump from Carrie.
Yeah, because
That would have helped.
what year did Empire come out?
Oh boy, I don't know, 80 something.
Yeah, so this was
82?
before Empire even then. Like it
80?
was basically after the original then. So yeah, they didn't have a lot of pushback, I guess, on not doing stuff.
And then I don't remember, did George have anything to do with it?
Oh, I have no idea.
Make it about Wookiees.
How do you think the conversation went between like Harrison, like he's talking to his agent, and his agent's like, "You got to do it," and he's like, "I'm not doing it," and he's like, "You got to do it. Just sign that on the dotted line." He's like, "I wasn't aware of it." He's like, "Get over there. I'll have a car pick you up in 20 minutes."
Damn it. I don't know. I don't know. I might check it out someday, but it does sound truly bizarre. Yeah. But hey, let's do another movie real quick, hey? Because I came across this, I took a peek at my shuffle and I was like, let's cover this one. So it's a two-word title. First word is the, and the second word starts with an S, as in Sammy.
The slippery, the sandwich,
Ooh, close.
the the wrap, the Sandlot.
Yes. Now, have you guys seen it?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Right? Like, I feel like it's a classic. Even if you don't play baseball and you hated it as a child, and you know, your coach randomly chose you to be the pitcher, and you were like, "No, I really don't want to do this, coach." I'm just dipping into my own childhood. You'll
Yeah,
still like this movie. Yeah.
this movie inspired me to play baseball, and then I quit promptly afterwards, but it inspired me to join.
As soon as there wasn't a giant ass dog, right, you know, outside, right? It
Right
wasn't that
over.
like the out of the bounds thing, right?
Yeah. And once I realized that there was no like public pool to go and hang out with, hang out at,
Yeah, but that hot ass lifeguard.
Wendy Peppercorn.
Ooh, nice. Way to go, Squints. You remember her name?
Oh yeah. I had glasses as a kid, so like
Oh
Squints
shit.
was like me. I don't know. I had a connection to him. But
Whoa. That's cool. Well, I had a connection to the main kid where because him and his stepdad didn't have the easiest relationship. I'm like, that's like us, right, Dad? Dad? He laughed.
can we go outside and have a catch?
Oh man, the Sultan of SWAT, you know, and the whole time he thought they were talking about a girl. Remember, you're like, you guys keep on talking about this Ruth. Who is she?
Oh, yeah, the Colossus of Clout, the Sultan of Swing. And
Oh
then the
man,
one guy's like, the Colossus of Clout, because he just repeats everything his twin brother says.
they have that little brother. Yeah, he's annoying. I remember that. Yeah, he always
Yeah.
copies him.
It was
Um,
great because all the kids had like their own like little weird gimmick, even if they didn't have a lot of screen time or a lot of lines. There was something memorable about them.
yeah, of course, there's the pitch or not the catcher, the redhead dude. He's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's got that classic line, "You're killing me, Smalls." It's awesome.
And I loved all his talking smack. Well, the preppy baseball team comes over with like their nice uniforms, and he just starts talking crap about like, "Hey, is that your sister in the outfield?"
Uh, the pitcher, he had the heater, right? That's what he called his pitch the whole time, right? You want the heater? I'll give you the heater. There was the one kid who had the Converse shoes. Remember that? That was like a big emphasis. Like he's the one kid who could outrun the dog or whatever because he has these shoes. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, and
Jake,
then he grows up to be an actual Major League Baseball player.
that's right.
IRL.
No, in the movie. They just have like a little prologue where it's like him rounding the bases and like the main character is like an announcer or something. He's like a radio announcer and he's like calling it and he like looks up at the press box and like gives them a wink or a nod of the
Yeah.
cap or something because they're buddies and they know each other.
I assumed that the story was based in real life. Like that kid does become a major league player, no? I mean, do you know baseball, like professional? Like, do you have cards and shit?
I had baseball cards when I was a kid. I don't
Okay.
anymore.
So he wasn't so that kid he wasn't real or anything.
It wasn't based on a true story, but I'm sure there's like many baseball players like who have a similar story of, playing with the kids in the neighborhood. Like
Yeah.
back in, I don't know, that era, probably, early 60s.
Playing stickball in the backyard.
Remember his big ass hat that he wears at first? It's like super awkward. It's like the longest bill you've ever seen. And like that, again, I relate to that kid because, like, they're like, go play with other people. And you're like, I'm perfectly fine by myself. They're like, no, just go. And then you're like, well, I hear you got to bring a hat. And so you just take whatever you're just sticking out because you're not with the trends and stuff. I remember like going to play football and I stood out for similar reasons. Yeah. Um,
Because you heard you needed pads and you wore your mom's shoulder pads.
that would have been awesome. And the dress. Is James Earl Jones is the blind neighbor, right? He's the cranky neighbor, but turns out he's good, right?
Yeah.
Just like Home Alone.
Wow, did they rip off Sandlot alone? Oh, do you remember when they this is classic, when they all try chewing tobacco and then they go to that fair? That's fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, and they're playing that song Tequila. Dun
Oh,
dun
yeah.
dun 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 dun.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Uh
scene is epic. I love their treehouse where they're like telling all the stories and they're telling like the scary story of the dog and like it was a junkyard dog and then they had to lock it away because it was eating too many kids or something.
and he's like, "How long does it have to be locked up?" And they say, "Do it, Dave."
Forever.
That's
Forever.
awesome. Brr. Yeah, great movie. I'd probably, if I were to meet a special gal and we were to make sweet or bittersweet love, and then we were to have a child, I'd probably say, "Hey, kid, watch this show. It's a classic."
Hey kid, get over
Like,
here.
where is this going?
Oh man.
Get your new stepdad a drink. I'm thirsty.
Yeah. Now I identify with Dennis Leary in this movie. All right. Should we do one more movie? Make it a even three.
An even three. You got
Dave, do you
anything,
have a
Dave?
movie?
Yes. I have a
Yeah.
list on my phone. Give me 1 second to pull up my notes.
All right. Look.
Soon he'll have a list on that fancy new computer of his.
Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, Dave.
But the thing is I save a file to the computer and then I don't know how to find the file. And I'm like, I know it's on here somewhere.
Always got to make it
Um,
a desk icon.
okay, pick a number between 1 and 10.
Go ahead, John.
Four.
Ooh, okay. I don't know if you guys have talked about this before, but it's two letters or two words. First word is
Easy.
T. First word is T. The second word is D.
Is it the something?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Uh, um, Top Dog.
touch. Oh, yeah.
It
Who?
has
Tony.
I think it has Jodie Foster in it.
Taxi driver.
Yes. Taxi driver.
We have not. I think we've talked about it and referenced it, but I don't think we've covered
Oh yeah,
it.
we talked about it in the other podcast in in terms of Robert De Niro, I believe.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
what's this movie about there? Someone?
It's about a taxi driver who lives in New York. It's like takes place right after the Vietnam War. Robert De Niro, Martin Scorsese, like two icons. Like Martin Scorsese, like fell in love with Robert De Niro in this movie, I think, because he would go on to be in like a million other of his movies.
Oh,
Um,
technically they made Mean Streets before this, right?
okay, so
Yeah,
that was the origin
yeah,
story.
yeah. Also with Harvey Keitel, he's also in this one. Is a sleazy, disgusting pimp. I remember that.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Ugh. But what's a pimp without his hose, right? Jodie Foster, didn't she inspire the um, Ronald Reagan assassination
Yeah.
or something like that?
Yeah, the guy who tried to assassinate Reagan, he was like obsessed with her. And like I had always heard that story, and then once I watched the movie, then I realized that he wasn't just obsessed with her, he was like a pedophile because she's a child in this
Yeah.
movie.
She's super young.
Yeah, it's really messed up. And like that's my takeaway from this entire movie is everything about this movie is just super messed up. And I it just made me feel gross after watching it. And I'm like, these are the kind of movies that my mom didn't want me to watch when I was a kid because they're just like sleazy and like it's just kind of like glorifies violence in a weird way that makes me feel uncomfortable, which is weird because I watch tons of violent things and I usually don't feel that like squeamish about that. But this movie made me feel uncomfortable because it was, just like the performance from Robert De Niro is so good and he's so believable and he just seems like he has like no soul or nothing left of it and you're like, I don't know, like this guy's just kind of bad and he's flirting with that one girl.
Oh my
Sybil
God.
Um,
Shepherd.
Yeah.
yeah. And you're just like, this guy's a creep, like run away.
Well, see, that was the scene that stood out to me where it's like, he's all alone. He's always narrating because he's by himself, working nights all the time. He only deals with like the seediest parts of life or nightlife. But he sees that political she's like a I don't know. She's a campaign
Yeah, she
person
campaign manager or works for the campaign of some sort. Yeah.
and she seems wonderful. Like I understand anyone's attraction to her. And, he's kind of like trying to get a date and he finally does, and he fucks it up. He brings her to a porn theater. I guess that was pretty common back in the day, but not too common because she's like, why
Oh,
would you bring me
yeah, the
here?
fact that they exist was common, but not to bring a first date there,
Oh my
like
God.
as a surprise or just like without any discussion about it. Yeah.
So he does that just because he works the night shift and he's like, well, everybody comes and goes from here all night long.
Yeah, like it truly seems like he just didn't know any better. And like I I found him like just like he's got that De Niro smile. Like I found him to be quite charming, but just like is he like a simpleton? Like or like how does he not just have so little understanding of like what the perception of is of people around him and that like yeah, why would you think that was a good idea? And like just how he operates about everything in the movie.
Well, that's very, what are they called? Incels. But like, he's so alone that he's not going to understand those social cues. And I think that could happen to people that are, they don't necessarily have to be slow, but if you're not around people enough, then you don't know the proper things, you don't understand that. So like Dave, you were like, oh, he seems like he doesn't have a soul. I wasn't gonna say he's like mean-spirited. He just doesn't know. Like all he knows is
Yeah,
like the shittiest parts of life. Yeah.
yeah, he's disconnected from society in a way where like you see him like with his like guns in his apartment, his like one bedroom apartment. He's all alone and he's just listening to music and just playing with his guns. And you're like, this is like how crazy people happen is they have too much time on their hands. They don't have anyone around them and they're in their heads so much that they kind of like, something snaps and they kind of just go off their rocker a little bit.
Yeah, holy shit. But it is cool though, that whole what he makes that contraption where the guns shoot out his sleeves and into his hands,
Yeah.
right? Now, in Desperado, it's cool as shit. He just goes like, "Ugh," and it pops into his hand. But in this one, it seems more realistic because he goes like this, he throws out his arm, and the gun takes a while to get out into his hand. It seemed more realistic to me. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And he also rocks the mohawk. Like how many movies do you see a mohawk, a lead character with a mohawk outside of SLC Punk? I want to say, maybe did he have a mohawk? I don't remember. But yeah, that's cool. Oh man. And
Yeah,
does
and then
he, what's the end? Does he, like, he kills the pimps and shit, but like, does he also get involved with the cops? I don't remember.
um yeah, I feel like they kind of look the other way from it. Like, doesn't it end with him like reading this letter from I just remember this because there's a Tub Ring song where they sample that part of the movie. Like, we can't thank you enough for returning our Iris to us. We thought we had lost her, but now, or we thought we had lost her forever. But like it's from that movie. But yeah, I feel like um, he kind of ends seeing himself like as a hero and um, kind of being treated as such by the people who talk to him.
Yeah. I've only seen this movie one time, but I just remember all that stuff. It really stuck with me,
Hmm.
even though I wasn't comfortable during that. 70s New York, gross. It really was just slimy and ugh, yuck.
Yeah, I when I was watching the movie, I only watched it once, and my wife came in and sat down and started watching it, and it was right when there was 5 minutes to go in the movie.
Oh
And she
shit.
just watches the last 5 minutes with me. She's like, "What the fuck are you watching?" I'm like, the entire movie wasn't like this.
That should be a topic, right? When people walk in at the worst part of a movie.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, well, you know what? That's it, unless you guys have anything else to say. Oh, we forgot to mention or ask this question. You talking to me? Are you talking to me? Because I'm the only one here, right? Like that scene's been parodied so many times. It's
Oh yeah.
insane. Back to the Future did it. From Dusk Till Dawn 3 did it. Back to the Future 3 and Dusk Till Dawn 3. Yeah.
Hmm.
My mom
Gotta.
would quote that all the time in the 90s. She'd
Oh,
always,
really?
"You talking to me? You talking to me?" And I had no idea what she was referencing at all until like I was much older. But yeah.
And then you're
That's
like, Mom, you didn't even let me watch that movie. How could you quote it at me?
I'm almost positive she's never seen that movie, so I don't know what I she must have been quoting it from something else.
Dave, you should have been like, "Are you quoting at me? Are you
Yeah.
quoting at me?"
It's like a secondhand quote, secondhand reference.
Secondhand. Whoa. That's great. All right, you know what? That's the end of the show. If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment. But go to mymovierecollection.com. I was Vincent Cloud.
Leave us a 5-star rating and review on your favorite podcast player. I was John Nemitz.
And thanks for listening. I'm David Lauer.